Hi everyone. Today we're going to study directed distance from a line to a point. Given a slant line, here is our line, and this is given in standard form, and that is ax plus by plus c equals 0. Now there is a point p sub 1 with coordinates x sub 1, y sub 1. Here is our point. Now, if we're going to compute for the perpendicular distance of this point to the given line, the formula is here. D equals ax sub 1 plus by sub 1 plus c all over plus or minus the square root of the quantity a square plus b square. Take note that this a, b, and c, along with this a and b in the denominator, are the coefficients and constant of the given line, while the x sub 1 and the y sub 1 are the coordinates of the given point. Now, for the denominator, the sign depends on b. It means if b is positive, the sign here is positive, while negative if b is negative. Just in case, if b is 0, sign is dependent to a. We have a note to remember here with respect to the directed distance. We say that if d is positive, the point is above the line. If d or distance is negative, the point is below the line. Now, if d is 0, it means the point is on the line. Let us have some examples. This is example 1. Find the distance from the line x equals y minus 2 to the point 2, negative 2. Graph the line and the point. For our solution, first we will convert this line to standard form. It means to say the y minus 2 on the right side shall be transposed to the left side. So we have here now x minus y plus 2 equals 0. Then we take note the a, b, and c respectively, where a is the coefficient of x, that is 1. b is the coefficient of y, and that is negative 1. And c is the constant 2. Then we're going to use the formula and let us do the substitution. So we have now the ax sub 1 is now 1 times 2 plus by sub 1 is negative 1 times negative 2 plus c, here is plus 2. All over, in the denominator, we're going to use the negative sign because b is negative. So the square root of a square is now 1 square plus b square. And b square is the square of negative 1. Simplifying further, in the numerator, we have 1 times 2 is 2 plus negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2 plus 2 we will simply copy here. All over, the negative square root of 1 square is 1 plus the square of negative 1 is simply positive 1. Now in the numerator, 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6 over negative square root of 1 plus 1 is 2. Let us rationalize our denominator. So we're going to multiply the fraction by square root of 2 over square root of 2. In that case, we have now 6 times square root of 2 is 6 square root of 2. Then this negative square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is now, the minus sign is there, and we have square root of 4. We can simplify the square root of 4 to be simply 2. Now, there is a 6 in the numerator and 2 in the denominator, where we can cancel that, and we have the final answer to be d equals negative 3 square root of 2. Take note, we have a negative distance here. It simply means the point is below the line. Next, we're going to graph the line and the point. Using GeoGebra, we can show that the line is here now. The x minus y plus 2 equals 0. And the point 2, negative 2 is here. And this is our directed distance d. And this is our final answer. Let us have example 2. Find the distance between the parallel lines 3x plus 4y minus 12 equals 0 and 3x plus 4y minus 4 equals 0. Graph the lines. For our solution, let us begin by graphing the lines. Using GeoGebra, we have now the graphs. This is the graph of the 3x plus 4y minus 12 equals 0. And this is the line 3x plus 4y minus 4 equals 0. The origin is here. We can calculate the respective distances of these lines with respect to the origin. Using our distance formula of a line to a point. Let us have the d sub 1, and that is the distance from this line here and the origin. Let us do the substitution. So we have a x sub 1 will be 3 times 0 plus by sub 1 is 4 times 0 minus the constant is negative 12 all over plus or minus the square root of a square is now 3 square plus b square is now 4 square. Simplifying further, this 3 times 0 is simply 0 plus 4 times 0 is simply 0. So in the numerator, only negative 12 remains. While in our denominator, we can have the 3 square to be 9 plus 4 square to be 16. Still, it is under the big square root. So 9 plus 16 is now 25. So this negative 12 over square root of 25 is now negative 12 over 5. Let us now consider the d sub 2. This is the distance of this line with respect to the origin. Using our formula here, we have now 3 times 0 plus 4 times 0. Now the constant is negative 4 all over plus or minus the square root of 3 square plus 4 square. So in our numerator, we can cancel the 3 times 0 plus 4 times 0. Only the negative 4 remains in our numerator. In the denominator, we have now the square root of 3 square is 9 plus 4 square is 16. So this 9 plus 16 will give 25. So this negative 4 over square root of 25 is now negative 4 over 5. Next thing is, we're going to compute for d sub 3. That is the distance between two lines. We can have this formula, the absolute value of d sub 1 minus d sub 2. So we have now this d sub 1 is the negative 12 over 5 minus the d sub 2 is negative 4 over 5. This minus and negative becomes plus, and simplifying, this is negative 12 over 5 plus 4 over 5. We have now the absolute value of negative 8 over 5. So our final answer here is 8 over 5. This is our final answer. I hope you learned something from this video. See you again next time.